I thank all of you for coming this afternoon to mark an occasion of great significance for the future of Cornell Law School. When Myron Taylor Hall was dedicated in 1932, the law school had 14 faculty members and a total student body of 157 students. Over the years, the law school has expanded twice. It added on a dormitory to the back, Charles Evan Hughes Hall, and a quarter of a century ago, the Jane Foster addition was added in 1988. But today, 80 years after the original Myron Taylor Hall, we have over 50 full-time faculty members. We have nearly 700 students. We've got 40 officially recognized student organizations. We've got 11 faculty-led research centers, institutes, programs. We've got visiting scholars, exchange students from around the world. As a practical matter, we're bursting at the seams from all this activity, and we need to expand our facility. But there are loftier reasons than merely bursting at the seams as reasons to expand our facility. I often reflect on a quote by Roscoe Pound that's etched on the wall of our McDonald Moot Courtroom. "The law must be stable, and yet it cannot stand still." Well, the same holds true of our law school in its curriculum, scholarly endeavors, activities, and physical space. While connected to our history, the law school must reflect the 21st century. And the future demands on the law and of its elite law schools include accessibility, transparency, and adaptability to changing times. So more than ever, we must emphasize the accessibility of the law, the relation between law and culture in an increasingly diverse world. And our physical space must reflect these ideals, and of course, indeed, our physical space can foster these ideals. So this multi-phased expansion and renovation of Cornell Law School will certainly meet our practical needs and for more space, but it will also address our grand aspirations in being open, in being accessible, and being forward-looking. I'm pleased to be joined by a group of esteemed colleagues and friends to help me dig this dirt as we start the groundbreaking. First, well, let's see, if I try to do it in order, we have one of our newest law graduates sort of joining her first, well, not reunion, it's her 0th reunion. She's a 2012 graduate, Rachel Sparks Bradley. In the fall, will be joining the Simpson Thacher firm in New York City. Sitting to her immediate left is our Vice Dean and Professor, my colleague Barbara Holden-Smith. It's great to have you here with us as well. Next becomes Jack Clarke, member of the class of 1952, so he's representing his 60th reunion. Originally started at Sullivan Quammel and had a distinguished career at Exxon Corporation. And the gifts he's bestowed on the law school over the years are numerous and significant and truly a pillar, and I appreciate your willingness to help us dig some of this dirt, Jack. President David Skorton is with us, and I think that's just so great that you're able to do this, and you're going to give a few remarks in just a minute. And then to his left is Franci Blassberg, member of the Cornell Law School class of 1977, so celebrating her 35th reunion. So we sort of, among the alumni here, we have the 0th, the 35th, and the 60th, really spanning the generations as this building is supposed to be doing as well. Franci is a partner at the Debois firm in New York City and really sort of an expert in private equity. She's a trustee emerita of Cornell University Board of Trustees. She's the current chair of the Cornell Law School Advisory Council, and it's great to have you with us. And as we do this groundbreaking, and I welcome you to come say a few remarks, Franci.
Thank you, Stewart, and thanks to all of you for being here to help celebrate a new chapter in the history of Cornell Law School. I'm delighted to be here representing the alumni and as chair of the Advisory Council. The expansion and renovation of the law school has been a high priority. as some non-believers would have said, a pipe dream for the law school for many years now. And there are many people who have been instrumental in moving this project forward, and each of them deserves our thanks, but none so more than our dean, Stewart Schwab. I know that I speak on behalf of all the alumni here today, and many more who wish they were here, in thanking Stewart for his vision and his perseverance in achieving today's milestone. Today's historic for the law school in a number of ways. As we celebrate the law school's expansion, we are all dazzled by the way in which the renovation has been designed and the opportunities it presents to further connect the law school with the university. Today's groundbreaking is the beginning of a major transformation for the law school. It's a serious game changer. The expansion plan, which was developed by Ann Beha Architects, maintains the architectural integrity of Myron Taylor Hall. Yet, in the architect's own words, it finds a contemporary voice within a historic center. That reminds us all a little bit of the law itself, traditional yet progressive. We're standing above what will be 3 state-of-the-art classrooms and a student lobby that will face the Purcell courtyard. The classrooms will all be underground. From College Avenue, from where you're standing, only grass will be visible. This is the ultimate green building. The focal point of the law school will remain the Peace Tower, the physical center, and in many ways the conscience of the law school. As part of the renovation, Myron Taylor Hall will get finally a real front door, something it hasn't had in a very long time. Before the rest of the campus grew up around Myron Taylor Hall, the front entrance of the law school was actually out there, and it faced Ithaca City Center and Cayuga Lake. That made a lot of sense then. It makes 0 sense today, so it's all about to change. As visitors come, students come via College Avenue, they've had to enter through the Jane Foster addition. This new entrance that will be part of the renovation will bring with it a meaningful lobby, and it'll bring the hub of the law school back to Myron Taylor Hall and reinvigorate the courtyard. Those of you who remember the limited and rather grungy areas for gathering in the locker room, the women's lounge, remember that, and the men's lounge will be delighted to know that one of the distinctive features of the design will be a spacious lobby outside of the classrooms facing the courtyard where students can collaborate on projects, meet with faculty members, or just have a cup of coffee. The best part, though, is that the new design and the new entrance will create a new connectivity to the rest of the Cornell campus and will further enhance the law school's role within the larger university. I now turn the festivities over to Cornell University President David Skorton, who has been incredibly supportive of our law school. David, on behalf of the law school and its alumni, thank you so much for spending a portion of reunion weekend with us.
Before I launch into these dry, prepared remarks, I just want to say nothing would have kept me from coming here today because of the many years that this has been a dream of the dean and alumni, and because of the dedication and discipline, as you said, Franci, that the dean has brought to this. I wonder if those present would join me in thanking the dean for his vision and leadership. Well, back in the day, we used to say that small is beautiful. Keying off E.F. Schumacher's 1973 book, subtitled Economics as if People Mattered. And the Cornell Law School, in my opinion, today is an example of education, law education, as if people mattered. A place where the concept that small is beautiful has been successfully employed with spectacular results within a major research university. The Cornell Law School to this day remains the smallest of the nation's elite law schools. Its size, I believe, contributes to an intimate sense of community among students, between students and faculty. It is a place where people matter. And the law school has maintained this sense of intimacy among its members while being part of a large, sprawling, diverse research university, ironically the largest in the Ivy League. The spectacular $25 million gift announcement of yesterday is a testament to the very high quality of this law school. Now, part of the secret of the law school's success over generations is that while its physical size has remained quite small, the vision has expanded dramatically, especially over the last couple of decades. I believe that two aspects of that expansion of vision are particularly noteworthy. First, like much of the rest of the university, the law school has strengthened its connections around the world. The law school now has very significant ties in Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. Many more students, as well as visiting scholars, come here from abroad for a day, or a week, or a month, or a year, or in some cases even longer, much different than the case was 20 years ago. And many more American law students are now studying abroad for part of their studies. This increased international activity requires space where connections between and across cultures can be made and can be strengthened and can be enjoyed. A second area where the law school has expanded its vision is in its interdisciplinary work. One of the things that struck me the most strongly 6 years ago when the dean introduced me to the law school. Today, the law school has very close and effective ties with the departments of government, economics, anthropology, and other units in the College of Arts and Sciences, as well as in ILR, the Johnson School, human ecology, computer science, and others. Not every law school in the country is so connected to its parent university. The law school has reached out to the rest of the campus to the great benefit of the campus, and I believe to the benefit of the law school. And I am pleased that the construction we're launching today, as Franci mentioned, will include a new entrance to the law school, physically close to where we're standing, that functionally, and just as importantly, symbolically, will welcome interactions, even more strengthened interactions between the law school and the rest of Cornell. In phase one of the construction, we'll be adding much needed classrooms and gathering space, as was mentioned, to foster the cross-disciplinary and cross-cultural interactions that go with the expanded international and interdisciplinary focus of the dean and faculty. Later phases, that I'm sure we will be celebrating, will include new office and program space, but without dramatically expanding the scope of the law school. And through it all, Cornell Law School will remain a small school of large vision within one of the world's great universities, a place for education as if people mattered, where students, staff, and faculty and ideas can thrive, and where our alumni can take ever greater pride in the law school and the university for being in the forefront of education and for leading others in that direction. Dean, congratulations and thank you.
I now think it's time for a toast. If we can take our glasses here, and probably I'll ask our guests of honor to stand. First we'll toast and then we'll dig. I think is the script. So thank you so much, President Skorton, and thank you everybody. Myron Taylor Hall has been the home for the law school for 80 years. It's been 25 years since we last broke ground at the law school. The time has come to dig a little deeper and prepare for the future. Here's to the future of Cornell University and Cornell Law School. All right. Now we take our glasses away, and I start handing out the real implements, the real purpose of what we're doing here. I guess I'll start this way. All right. David, start to suit up. Franci, you look in your digging best. Jack, undoubtedly a perfect fit. Maybe a slight adjustment is needed here.
Smile this way.
I have a clear vision.
Barbara, good luck. Thank you for joining us. All right. All right. Now first we're all gathering here in a semicircle for a one photo where we're all getting close together. Yes, our shovels and our cameras here. When we get the word from Cheryl, we're going to spread out in a different formation. All right, now we spread out in digging formation.
How many think the dean is enjoying this certain sense of control? I mean, it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Well, you know,
Why is
I'm
this
trying
day
to act
different
like
than
an
other
engineering
days?
dean might act. You know, I don't get that opportunity too often. All right, now a second set of photos, I'm told, is due right here, where we sort of put our shovels in the ready mode. Our director of communications making it look beautiful. It's all in the detail, I agree. And now finally, the time has come to dig a hole.
All right.
I think we're supposed to do it on the count of 3. Ready?
Where we come here?
It's the third go.
Yeah, we have the same question.
We've had a debate on this. Some say
We are lawyers.
Some say just turn it over. Others say be a little more dramatic. I've heard 2 conflicting reports, and this part is not scripted, in other words.
You know, from years of shoveling things at the Board of Trustees, I can tell you it's very important to not shovel toward the trustees or emeriti. But if it happens to fall on the dean's shoes or on mine, it's just fine.
It's expected almost.
Exactly.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Shovel! Yay! Thank you all for being with us. Have a great rest of the reunion.